Now, with the Democratic convention commencing in less than 3 days, my next guest has created a handbook of sorts to prepare conservatives for coded insults aimed at painting them as racist. Joining me now with the 2012 condensed liberal handbook of racial code words, the author of Culture of Corruption, Fox News contributor Michelle Malkin. Seeing all the accusations, as we've been discussing, about race in this campaign, probably this is more needed than people think. And I think people may be surprised at some of the words that you have put up here. Let's go through them. Michelle, I'll let you tell us word number one.
Yes, word number one, Chicago.
Chicago is a code word.
Chicago
I thought that was a city.
Yeah, me too. But no, this is a sign of KKK bigotry if you use the word Chicago in relation to the Obama administration.
Okay, you mean where all the murders are taking place, where Rambo Deadfish, the mayor, is enlisting the help of Louis Farrakhan, the racist. That city. I'm just checking.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Next word, Constitution.
That's right. Number two, Constitution. Number three, golf. Yes, golf. We'll get to that. Yes. Number four, food stamp president, of course. Number five, Obamacare, that racial code word. Number six, believe it or not, kitchen cabinet. Sean. Yes, they have warped. Yes, kitchen cabinet. Mm-hmm. All
right, we'll go through these in a minute. Yeah.
Number seven, professor.
Bill Ayers?
Professor is racist. And number eight, you people.
You can't say any of these things. All right, let's go. First of all, how is Constitution? What are we supposed to call it? The document ratified in 1787. I mean, what are we supposed to say? How is that racist?
Well, I think we need to ask our fellow Fox News colleague Juan Williams, who singled this out in a column earlier this year as a code word for racial bigotry, that apparently if Tea Party people invoke the Constitution, that somehow it's supposed to strike fear in the hearts of conservatives and essentially be a term to imply racism because we're talking about the Founding Fathers.
All right. And how is, what are you supposed to, how is golf a code word? I'm trying to figure that one out. I can't get.
This one is a real head-scratcher. There's one of these frothing co-hosts of one of these other cable TV stations that has apparently accused Mitch McConnell, who earlier in his RNC convention speech made a joke about Obama on the golf course all the time training for the PGA Tour. And this was warped somehow into, oh, this is supposed to conjure up images of Tiger Woods. And since Tiger Woods is a minority, what they're really trying to do is instill some sort of animosity toward Obama and Tiger Woods because they're black.
Maybe if he'd meet with his Council of Economic Advisors instead of playing golf 100 rounds or so or more, maybe it wouldn't be an issue. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to come up with a new name for golf. Food stamp president, I understand, but there is a fact behind this. We have 15 million more Americans on food stamps because Barack Obama's policies have failed. You're saying if you point out what is factually true, that is code word?
Yes, apparently, even though, as you say, this is the plain reality. And, of course, the second fact about this food stamp entitlement explosion is that the majority of people who are on food stamps and on the SNAP rolls are actually white. So there is no intention at all when we talk about how more people are dependent on government instead of having good private sector jobs. There is nothing here about racism, but they've imputed it. And since they've declared it the racial code word definers, we're supposed to all accept it. And I think it's time for all of us to say, no, you're ridiculous.
All right, we got to get all these in. Obamacare. I'm still trying to figure out professor, but Obamacare.
We'll get to that. So you recall that Mitt Romney reached out. He gave a speech at the NAACP, and he was trying to argue the facts in the case that black people at the NAACP, people of all color, should be outraged at this massive overtaking of 1/7 of the economy that has failed and that has been basically a slush fund for all of Obama's union cronies. And instead they said Obamacare is supposed to invoke racism.
All right, whatever. But, you know, probably most of these are coming through an interpretation through the prism of the mainstream media, NBC News. All right, we only have time for these last two, kitchen cabinet, and you have totally stumped me on Professor, although I was thinking Professor Bill Ayers, but help me out.
Yes. So kitchen cabinet, again, another one of these media intellectuals accused Mitt Romney, who was referring to a black member of his cabinet as part of the kitchen cabinet, and said, well, you're trying to marginalize that person and put him back in the kitchen, and that's racist. Kitchen cabinet, of course, is a term from the 1800s when Andrew Jackson was president. It's how he described his inner circle in the administration, and yet it comes out of the mouth of Mitt Romney. It doesn't matter if he sneezes or coughs or uses a plainly neutral term, kitchen cabinet, completely innocent, and they turn it into some sort of racist discrimination and bigotry. These people are ridiculous.
All right, Michelle Malkin, it's getting insane. It's almost like an obsession over at NBC News. We'll have more on this. We'll continue to follow the insanity because they are desperate. And thanks for being with us.